really needed to push this one forward because I'm pretty sure Homeboy didn't tell anyone that I have that idol, and I would love to keep it that way. So that way I am now the only one who knows about that. I hope.
So, based on last tribal council, I need to back off and stop strategizing as much, and so I'm just doing what I'm told.
Sorry, man. We just know that it has to go to 3. They've been saying 443 since the beginning from what I heard from the other tribes. So now that we're at 3, hopefully we can stay Zeke strong and kind of bring in some other people to actually finally do this. But obviously no hard feelings and good job.
Word on the street is there's an idol clue around here someplace, which is what that was. I obviously didn't find it, but it was someplace low, I heard. I get another one, so I'm not worried. This vote's self-preservation. I'm sorry, Austin. I'm hearing it's your name down, just in case there's some sort of vote split. I need to save myself. Love playing with you, bud.
We're doing this to you and your tribe, but I gotta do what's best for me to get further in this game.
Handle the heat of a mascot suit, but can you handle the heat of this vote? Let's find out. Bye. What's his name? Oh, okay. Sorry, man. This is the last boring vote, by the way. Next tribal's gonna be lit.
I know you voted for Brendan, and I need them to think that I did, but I'm gonna miss my pillow.
Might be in trouble. Fingers crossed, I'm not
blindsided yet.
I think so.
Austin, friendly giant. I never got to know you very well, but I bid you adieu, my friend.
It's not for much longer, but still going with the numbers. It's another puzzle challenge.
Y'all know who that is, right? Cool. I'm pretty sure it's me, but I figured I'd put a nickname that I haven't called you, so maybe it'll start things up.
Well done. Well done, Austin.
Give them some entertainment.
But the tribe has spoken. Time for you to go.
All right, so given your expression and given the audience's reaction, bit of a surprise.
To me, it wasn't. I knew it was coming.
Oh, you
actually,
did?
yeah, I knew it was coming. It got changed like right before we came in. Rachel actually told me I had talked to a couple of people in the 8, and they had the people who I was trying to work with, Luke and Sam and Justin, and they had all said that I was good, that it was somebody else, and they were trying to get people out, bigger threat out. So I think they were going to vote for David because they were worried about knowing that it was a running competition next. But I think it was probably someone like Julia or Gracie. They were too concerned about the advantages I had in challenges and that was going to come into play now. And then they managed to get everybody else on board for it. And then obviously my people voted for me too, and they're just trying to save face and get in good graces with them. And I mean, admittedly, I did the same thing last round. They told me they were voting for Brendan and I voted for him. So I can't be mad at my people for doing that.
So Zika Strong is no more?
Oh, definitely not Zika Strong no more. Zika Strong died a long time ago.
In your mind, what was supposed to happen?
Well, they wouldn't tell me who they were voting for. I thought Luke was like, when I talked to Luke, he said, it's not you. He's like, but it's someone that's like good in challenges from Zika. So I just assumed it would be David because he's the biggest challenge threat from our tribe. So that's what I was thinking. I tried to swing some people together to vote Anthony out because Luke was telling me that they were trying to get a physical person out. So I said, all right, let's vote for Anthony. I pulled Louis aside and talked to him, and Louis said, I would be down for that if you have the numbers. So then I went back to David and Bobby, and I told them, and they were like, yeah, we're on board. And then we knew we needed at least 6 to at least tie it and then try and scare someone into voting with us on the revote. So I approached Luke again, and I asked him if he would be interested in voting for Anthony. And he said, oh, well, I'm not concerned about challenge threats right now. And I was like, that's literally the criteria you just gave me 2 minutes ago. So that was just very then I was like, I knew we didn't have the numbers. And then when I went back to David and Bobby, Rachel came up and she had been talking to several people from their group. And we asked if she had heard a name, and she was like, they're saying Austin now because your advantages that you have. So
you feel like the Zika genocide is going to continue. You were the one this time, but because of the advantages, or are gears going to start shifting?
I think if it continues, it'll be for one more round. When I was talking to I like Luke and trying to work with him, but it was also frustrating because he was very, very skittish almost. He would just say that he couldn't be caught talking to me for very long because he's on the bottom and he doesn't want to get voted out. But then he was also saying, there's a plan in place. We're not just picking orange off one by one. There's a plan in place at the end of this. So it's either going to happen this come-in vote or the vote after that, I think, when the genocide stops and they start turning on each other, which I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, so when someone tells you that there is a plan in place, and it's the first time you've heard of the plan, so clearly it's like, hey, you're outside of the plan, but you can stick around until the plan is needed. Why weren't you inside the plan? Like, what would you have changed to make sure that this didn't happen?
Yeah, so I think I kind of screwed myself on just keeping all three of these earlier. I think that's ultimately what sort of made them change the vote to me, from what Rachel said. But, so I mean, if I would change anything, I would have gone in with Rachel and Bobby and Travis. My thing was I wanted to go in if I could get the three of us, just the three Zikas, and have nobody know what we had. That was ideal for me. And so I wasn't even thinking about the other people who had gone off with something they had, that they still had items. And so I just like I'm good, like I can outbid him and this other person, but then those people came back and then they all joined together so we couldn't get one. So if there was anything I would change, it would just be, I would have gone in with Travis too, and then tried to get whatever.
So this plan being out there that Luke thinks is happening, who do you think's calling the shots? Who's putting together, if he's on the bottom, whatever plan is out there? And who do you expect when you and your job on the jury, who's going to be sitting in front of you at the end that you're going to have to vote for?
That's tough. That's tough to predict who's going to be sitting here at the end. As far as who's putting the plan in place, I don't know, because it's hard trying to decipher the two, Upon and Kia, how they're interacting with each other, because they didn't really seem to interact with each other that much last night, but then this morning they were like, oh yeah, Zika's the first two votes for sure. So it's, I don't know, trying to figure that plan out. I'm hoping it's Sam, and I feel like it's sort of it's definitely a combination of the two, and then they're just going to try to pick up the 2 or 3 Zikas, depending on if they vote one out next. So just try to pick them up to complete their plan.
Any crankiness that Sam didn't tip you off to anything, given that you handed her something?
There is, but I mean, I know it's a game. I didn't have a relationship with Sam before I gave her that. I was taking a shot in the dark. I could have given it to someone that I knew in Lance, and he could have saved himself and sent somebody else home. I don't know who he voted for at his tribal or if it was unanimous or not. But I mean, in Survivor, you got to be willing to take risks, and I was trying to build a relationship with somebody I didn't know, and at the end of the day, I can live with that because I thought it was best for my game at the time, and it didn't work out, but that's Survivor. It's not every game's gonna work out perfectly for you.
Well, I'm so very tempted to ask the question. So, you played a game in this very space before.
Very space.
And you took down the title there.
I did, almost 2 years ago.
So you're 1 for 2.
1 for 2. 1 for 2.
But you made the merge, right? So
yeah, I made the merge, made the jury. I can be all right with that.
So putting game aside, how do you feel about the experience? How was the SC for you?
It was awesome. Everything I hoped it would be and more. It was, I mean, obviously the challenges are amazing. The best you're gonna get on a live game are as close to the real thing as you're gonna get. And a lot of great people, met a lot of great people I know I'll be friends with long after this. And yeah, having come the last, I think, 3 years, Yeah, the last 3 years, and watching 2 years and volunteering last year, and then like finally getting to play it. It was like, finally, like it's my time. And obviously didn't end the way I was hoping it would, but at the end of the day, I'm happy with how I played, and there's not really anything that I would change strategically that I did. So I can sleep with that.
Highest high?
Highest high, being the pillow for 2 girls the first night wasn't pretty bad. No, but in like challenge, I don't know, I just say the experience as a whole, because I think Christina said it's 159 people, 151 people that have played Survival Challenge. And so, I mean, just getting to be a part of that family and getting to actually experience it from the player's perspective is all I can ask for.
All right. Well, it was fun watching you play. I'm happy to talk more about your game when your job is done.
Yes.
Because you're still playing the game, right?
Oh, yes. Perfect.
All right. Fun watching you play, man.
It's a pleasure. Thanks for having me.